Hey everyone, if you want to make your own podcast but you don't know where to begin, Spotify for Podcasters makes it super easy. They've got everything in one place, it's totally free, and you can make money while doing it. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start doing it today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and pretty much everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also supported, and you can even conduct polls and Q&As. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, the platform is totally free. No catch, totally free. When I wanted to start my own podcast, I did not know where to begin, and I didn't think it was even possible. And Spotify for Podcasters made it happen. They made it easy, they made it quick, and I am doing something that I love. What more can I ask for? So if you're interested in starting your own show, you can do it, and I highly recommend you give this a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Kratom, the podcast about anything and everything Kratom. Great to have you with us on this Wednesday morning. Hope everybody is doing awesome out there. I'm doing quite well. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about Kratom and energy drinks. This is one that I have to start with the precursor, with the announcement that had, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. I'm not condoning that anyone combine Kratom with energy drinks. And I always want to be careful about how I word things when I'm starting off, because this whole show is for informational purposes only, and we're learning together, and I'm learning, and I thought that, if we create a Kratom community and we learn together, we're stronger together. But just to, liability out of the way, like I don't want anyone to think that I'm telling you should do this. This is just me sharing my experiences with doing this and from what I find looking it up. So with all of that in mind, I love this combo. Oh, how's that for an intro? No, but I've had good and bad experiences with Kratom and energy drinks. And one specific thing that I find very effective is kind of counterintuitive. So that's interesting, but we'll get to that. So first off, my initial thoughts on Kratom and energy drinks. When you're talking about combining anything with energy drinks, my initial thought's going to be negative. Energy drinks are weird. Like, they are concentrated forms of caffeine and guarana and, theanine and all these different things that maybe those things are fine on their own or in combination, but, energy drinks kick it up a notch or two, or three. So you've got a lot of something in a little package and you can drink it pretty fast, and it's bubbly and it's tasty. And people go overboard on it a lot. Now, of course, you can go overboard on pretty much anything. So, take what I just said with a grain of salt again, but I'm always very careful when it comes to this sort of thing. Caffeine scares me. Like caffeine, mixing that with anything scares me. So I was cautious to even approach this as a possibility when I was first considering taking Kratom with an energy drink. I hardly ever drink energy drinks. That's the other thing. Hardly ever drink energy drinks. But there was one day where I was extremely tired. And I don't think I had discovered Indo White Kratom yet, because Indo White just takes away my fatigue like nobody's business. It's amazing. But I don't think I had discovered that one yet. So I don't know what type of Kratom I had at the moment or at the time, but whatever it wasn't going to do it on its own. And I considered going to get an energy drink. I don't get energy drinks hardly ever, but that was just one of those days. And I had a lot of work to do, physical work to do. So I had to help some people on their farm. So it was going to be physical work, and it was going to be demanding and all day. So I decided to do it. So I went and I got an energy drink. I think that it was a Monster, but I'm not sure. I think it was a 0 sugar Monster. So, I think that's it. So I got that. And just, the standard regular can size. And I drank that after I had taken the Kratom. And I had so much energy that day. It was insane. It lasted a long time. I did not have a crash, and I was effective at, moving the branches that had fallen from a tree and did all this farm work. And it worked out great, and I did really well. I had a great drive, great motivation, bit of euphoria. It was all in all a great day. And I kind of realized, this is a dangerous combo because it's, it worked really well. So I started doing some research. And, when you look it up, this is getting into the whole search engine thing again, but when you look it up on Google, for instance, I find it's weird that on Google, when you search Kratom, the first 3 results all are, 3 years, 2 years old and outdated and say, Kratom is dangerous and addicting, or there's no evidence that it isn't dangerous and addicting when there is, and it's, the evidence came out a month ago. But with all that aside, the results when you type in Kratom in energy drinks, all of the first results are from Kratom companies, and they all say that this is the best combo in the world, and they're safe, and the benefits are incredible, yada yada yada. Isn't it weird that Google does that? Why would it say Kratom is addictive and everything when you just type in the word, but then when you say in combination with a buttload of caffeine, it goes, okay, here are the Kratom sites that talk about this and are selling you Kratom, right? So Google's driving me nuts right now, because this is something that I would be really cautious about, more so than just Kratom on its own, Anyway, that aside, I am not even saying that I don't think the combination worked out great for me. But what I am saying is that you need to do your research, and you need to not take the first page of Google as given fact of life. But so now getting into the specifics, what I've found is that taking Kratom with energy drinks can be very helpful and great and have a bunch of benefits, but certain energy drinks and certain Kratom works a lot better than others. So that time that I did that the first time, I don't know what type of Kratom I had. I think I took a little bit too much of it, and then I had a Monster energy drink, and the ingredients in energy drinks differ, and you're interacting with all these different ingredients. The caffeine isn't the only thing. If it was just caffeine, I would know how it's going to react with me, because I know exactly how much caffeine that I've had at any given time when I'm taking Kratom, whether it be like your standard cup of coffee or a cup of black tea at 80 milligrams, or a caffeine pill of 200 milligrams. I don't do that, but I've done that once before just to see what it was like. So I'm very well aware of caffeine effects with Kratom for me personally. But I think what really makes it a good combo, but also one that you really need to research first, is the other things in combination with the caffeine that make the energy drink different than just drinking coffee, right? Because energy drinks aren't just caffeine. And why do you drink an energy drink? Maybe it's a concentrated form of caffeine, but then just take a pill, right? No, I mean, there's other things that it's interacting with that make it even, more different, the way that it interacts with your body. And so not only is it the type of energy drink that matters, but then I have found personally that red varieties of Kratom go best with energy drinks that have a good amount of theanine in them, medium levels of guarana in it, and then, medium high levels of caffeine. So let's say you get an energy drink that has some guarana in it, has some theanine, and then has 150 milligrams, 180 milligrams of caffeine. I think the legal limit for any one given capsule or drink for caffeine in the US is 200 milligrams, but correct me if I'm wrong, something like that. So a pretty high caffeinated energy drink. If you take that, well, I'll just tell you from my experience, when I've taken an energy drink like that and combine it with red Thai, there you go. Mic drop, I'm done. End of episode. No. But seriously, red Thai, it's a downer, right? It's sedative, it's sedative, it's however you say that word. It's something that brings you low. It's slow down, ease up, warm, buzz, melt in your chair, right? Sit on the couch. That's the one that I love for that sort of activity, as you all know, for those of you who listen all the time. Thank you. But taking that with an energy drink, completely different experience. And I actually prefer it. I prefer red varieties of Kratom, and specifically red Thai. I prefer taking that with an energy drink compared to green varieties of Kratom or white. My second favorite would be green. I actually do not like taking white varieties of Kratom with energy drinks. It's also counterintuitive because I find that the white varieties of Kratom with energy drinks, it's not that it's too much for me. It's just for some reason, the energy that I'm getting from the energy drinks drowns out the sort of benefits or effects that I usually am looking for in the white varieties of Kratom. Versus when I'm taking a green or specifically a red, the energy, it enhances the Kratom, and the Kratom enhances the energy from the energy drinks. And I don't really feel like anything's getting muffled out. So with greens, I've tried energy drinks with like a little bit of green Malay before, and that was great. But my killer combo, I have to say, it was red Thai, and I'd say about 3 grams. I can take more of, more Kratom when I have an energy drink, but also that's something that I want to be, cautious about. So I won't take much more, but I just know that my ability to take larger amounts of Kratom without having any negative effects is greatly increased when I have an energy drink. So, but I don't tend to do anything like that. So I'll stick with my standard. I'll take 3 grams, maybe 3.5 grams of red Thai, and then I wait. I wait for more time than normal. Like I'd wait 15 or 20 minutes myself until the effects are full on starting to come in. And once I'm feeling those warm, buzzy, melting in a couch feelings and they're starting to come on, that's when I would drink an energy drink with a high level of theanine and a somewhat high level of caffeine in it. That is my favorite way of doing energy drinks and Kratom. And I think the reason why is because the energy from the energy drink completely obliterates any slow down feeling that I get from red Thai, but it does not affect the overall the anxiety reducing aspect, pain relieving aspect, and also the euphoria. Honestly, again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do not take Kratom for euphoria, and I don't do really anything for euphoria except for like eating chocolate, because, chocolate is euphoria. My goodness. Oh, I love chocolate. But anyway, that's besides the point. No, I don't take it for that, but the euphoria is out of this world, in my opinion. And one of the coolest things that I've ever done, and I haven't done many cool things, one of the coolest things I've ever done, I think, was when I took red Thai, 3.5 grams, I know for certain this time, and I had a Red Bull, which is not really my go-to energy drink if I'm gonna have energy drinks. But I think I didn't want much of an energy drink, and that was just the smallest can there was that day. So I got a sugar-free Red Bull, right? And I took that maybe 20 minutes after red Thai, and then I went skiing because I was visiting my brother in Colorado. And skiing was incredible. And the reason why I did all that was because I was taking the red Thai originally because I had some pain from skiing the day before, right? In Colorado, you're going to ski every day if you can. So, but I had some pain. I had pulled something, and my pain went away pretty much instantly. And then the energy drink, I don't know how many of you have drank energy drinks and then gone like skiing or snowboarding, but it's just such a fun experience. And I just associate energy drinks with like cold mountains and going down them on skis. I don't know why, but maybe you all can relate to that, but it's just an awesome experience. So, but that was incredible because my pain was gone, no anxiety, almost melting into my skis, but I had a bunch of energy. It was just the best combination ever. So that is, I think, the killer combo for me. Now, when it comes to energy drinks and Kratom. Now, with all that in mind, I do know of people who get extreme anxiety with energy drinks. I'm one of them. I can't really do them without having anxiety unless I take Kratom with them, which is why I'm very mindful about the fact that, the combination is there, and you need to know when you're making a combination that you don't know much about, that you research it first and everything. That's why I don't really drink energy drinks that much. So if for those of you who get anxiety pretty easily, maybe you don't want to explore this one. Or if you do, you want to do smaller amounts first, including smaller amount of energy drink or one with less caffeine or other ingredients. But the other thing that I think everyone should really know is, people who have heart tremors, or people who have weakened immune systems, or, literally anything that you think could be bad or get worse, or you really don't want to risk it, please do not do this. Energy drinks are not to be fooled around with. They scare me, honestly. Energy drinks scare me, which is why I don't do this often. And, I've heard of bad reports of people having bad experiences with energy drinks combined with Kratom, getting sick. Also, people who combine it with other substances as well. And I know that of the certain number of deaths that have been associated with Kratom, regardless of what you think about those, I know a lot of them involve energy drinks as well. I've read about at least 5 reports of people who, it's ruled a Kratom-related death. I don't think it's a Kratom-related death, but it's ruled that way. They also had, high levels of caffeine or energy drinks, in addition to the other substances that they'd ingested. But it's just something to keep in mind. So please be careful out there. Please be safe. Use your best judgment before doing anything like this. But for me, it's a good combination once in a while, in moderation, little amounts, and with red varieties of Kratom in particular. So that would be my 2 cents on this combination. Love to hear what you think about it. Send me an email or leave me a voice message with the details in the description of this podcast. So thanks so much for listening in, and we'll be back tomorrow. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.